Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel, or if you are new here, welcome to this channel. Today's video is all about Poshmark, how to resell on Poshmark, how much money can you make on Poshmark, what the app is like, how you list items, how you source items, how to use the Poshmark selling app. Too often, the hardest thing about beginning something new is simply starting. Recently, I've had a lot of viewers ask me, how do you get started selling on Poshmark? What do you sell? How do you sell it? How do you know what sells? How do you know what to buy? How much money is it? What does shipping cost? All of these questions, which are great questions, we're gonna get these answered today. I am taking all of you guys thrifting with me to see what I can purchase to flip. So if this is something you're interested in or a little curious about, stay with me because we're going thrifting right now. Okay, let's go. So here I am coming into the thrift store. The first thing I notice is that this week's sale is 50% off yellow tag. So I'm going to try to focus on what I can grab for half off. So here I am looking through. I don't know why I'm stuck on this blouse right out of the gate. I think I'm looking for me, but I quickly pass that up. And again, I'm looking for yellow tag items. And I come across this plaid skirt. I'm thinking it was J. Crew, but it wasn't. So I let that go. And yeah, I'm just kind of getting my bearings right now. Then I immediately stumble upon this big, huge basket of dishes by Memory Lane. I looked these up. You guys, they're selling for about $25 a plate. I whiffed. Such a bummer. I should have known better. You know, you win some, you lose some. Darn it. That was a whole basket of money sitting there. Plus, the plates were beautiful. What was I thinking? Here I am now looking at this sweater. It's a Ralph Lauren women's cotton cable knit. I would have grabbed it, but not for $9.99. And of course, it's not yellow tag, so I left that behind. It's not a great enough brand to flip, unfortunately. I'm just quickly looking through the women's sweaters and not really finding much. And plus, if it wasn't half off, I wasn't taking it. So on to the next. Always hit up the women's jackets as well as the men's jackets. It's a great return on investment if you can find a great brand. Here's a cute jacket, but it's by Old Navy, so that has to stay on the rack. It's kind of late in the season to be buying coats, but if it's a great brand at a great price point, I will always grab it. But in this case, I am not having any luck, so I quickly look through and don't waste too much more time on finding a jacket. And honestly, none of these were good, so kind of a bummer. I definitely whiffed in the jacket department. Okay, on to the purses. It's actually my favorite section to shop in because it's just easy. I love flipping bags if I can find a good one, or backpacks. Here we have a fake Michael Kors bag, and you can obviously tell because of this plastic and the quality of the leather. What a joke. By the way, never ever list a counterfeit item. You could be banned from selling on Poshmark. Here's another bag I think is a Longchamp. It looks like it, but again, another fake. What a bummer. What's up with all of the fake bags today? It's okay. And here I'm just looking through, trying to find anything that is either great quality or a good brand. And then I stumble upon this Vera Bradley big tote bag. It's a black and white herringbone. I love this a lot, but it's $20. Yes, it's 20 bucks. Have to leave that behind. Not a good ROI on that, which is return on investment. So let me keep looking. Okay, let's keep looking through these bags. As you can tell, everything looks pretty cheap. Generic Target kind of bags, nothing great. And then here you have another fake tote bag. It's supposed to be the Louis Vuitton tote, but it clearly isn't. I think this is sold on Amazon actually, but that's okay. I left that behind. I did get a little excited though when I saw this thing in the distance, but you can clearly tell it's a fake, so we have to pass that up as well. I personally love flipping shoes. It is one of my favorite things to flip. Number one, because they're so easy to list. And again, the return on investment is pretty significant, especially when you can find a high quality shoe. Here I am looking at a pair of Sanita clogs. These are leather snakeskin pattern. These are a popular shoe that people in the medical field wear. They're $12, so I opted not to get them, but I'm wondering if I should have. I probably could have grabbed $45 for those on a flip. And now I'm just looking through the other shoes, looking for brand. These are cute, but they're no brand, so they are a no-go. Here is a pair of Tommy Bahama men's desert boots. I believe they're marked $20, but they're yellow tag, so I would have been able to flip those and purchase them for $10. So I put those in my cart just to mull them over. Then I stumble upon this pair of Madewell, which is a great brand, very trendy leather snakeskin boots. And I end up putting those in the cart, looking those up. Looking back, I probably should have grabbed them, but I didn't want to pay the $20 sticker price. And now I'm looking at this bag. It's a Herschel Duffel Bag. I know that this is a very trendy bag, so in the cart that goes. And now I'm quickly looking through the toys just to see if I can identify a vintage toy. I don't really sell a lot of toys, but I think they're fun to look at. But this was a mess, so I'm like, let me out of here. It's giving me anxiety. I did grab that My Little Pony lunchbox though. And now I'm just quickly looking through the rolling rack they just pulled out from the back. Nothing great on the rack at all. Looking for brands. Just, this is what I call an underwhelming rolling rack of clothing. So on to the next. I got really excited when I saw these vintage pair of Doc Marten boots, but not for $40. A little bit irritated because they're definitely beat and worn. So unfortunately, I had to say goodbye to these Doc Martens and I put them back. Before I check out at this Goodwill, I go up to the front and I always look through the cases, and this is where they usually put their expensive items, so they think. A lot of the times it's just junk and they just put it in there because they think it's special, but I do a once over here, not finding anything, and there I am waving to you guys. Yeah, so I always look, but I tend to not ever purchase out of this cabinet because everything's usually way marked up unnecessarily. Here I am giving my cart a quick once over, looking up every item before I head to the checkout. I ended up putting a lot of this back. I'll show you what I got in the car. I did just purchase 2 items in this store. I probably made a mistake on one of these after looking at it further in the car, but here's what I did buy. I picked up this Herschel, it's called Herschel Duffel Bag, and I did look this up in the store. I look everything up and look at the sold listings on Poshmark, and I noticed that these are going anywhere between $45 and $50, maybe $40, but then I get this to the car. Oh, and I did pay $8 for it, which isn't terrible. It's still very high for me. I like to pay $5 and under, but it has a little spot on the front. See that? You can definitely see it. So that's a bummer. So that means maybe I'll get $30 for it, but this is amazingly cute. I would keep this if it doesn't sell, so I knew it was no risk because I love duffel bags. But yeah, I should have examined this a little bit quicker. I would rather this have been half off, but it wasn't. But this brand Herschel is definitely desirable, so I know I'll flip it, and I'll just have to identify in the listing that this does have a slight stain on the front. You have to be honest when you're listing items and disclose any single flaw that you find on any of your items. So, okay, that's the first thing. And then the second item I picked up, just because I thought it was beautiful, this is an Anthropologie dress, and it is by Anna Sue. And this brand, here's the label. You can't really see it, but it is an Anna Sue dress. I looked these up, and these are all over the place. I grabbed this one because it's really pretty, sheer, gorgeous for summer. I paid, $11.99 for this, but if I can get 50 or up or higher, then I got my money back and I made double my money, and that is my goal, to always try to double or triple my money. I wish it were half off, but it wasn't, so I left that store. This particular Goodwill in Connecticut is known for being very pricey, but I love going in here because you can tend to get a little more high-end items. So yeah, those were my purchases this morning thus far, and as you can see on my receipt, I spent $21.26, which is not great for 2 items, but I know that I will be able to flip these items, no doubt about it. It might take a little while, but I can absolutely flip them. That was fun, but definitely not an overwhelmingly great haul. So that is not a problem. On to the next thrift store we go. It's all about the hunt, and the hunt is so much fun. Okay, let's go. Here's a quick glimpse of my cart. I'm ready to check out. I will show you more what I got in the car, but I'm pretty excited about this haul. You can kind of see, sneak peek. Oop, a Lacoste and a Patagonia. Yeah, let's get checked out and I will show you guys what I purchased today. Kind of excited. Before I get into this thrift haul, I need to quickly drop some sold items that I sold on Poshmark to the post office. Here is a list of what I sold recently on Poshmark, and that is what is in these packages. So, yay. Wow, this haul from that thrift store was so much better, and I got so much more bang for my buck. I believe I spent around $50, maybe $51, $52. I did end up getting 10 items, so I spent around $5 in change per item, and that is perfectly fine. I know I can at least double my money on every single one of these items. Let's do a quick haul. Vintage denim, especially vintage Levi's. I ended up getting 3 pair of vintage Levi's. These are 501s, but you can see how worn they are. They're just absolutely fabulous. And they were $5.99 a piece. These were not on sale, but that's okay because I know, again, I can double my money, especially if you can find the orange tab Levi's. Pick those up every single time. I promise you, you will flip those for a pretty penny. Next item is a men's vintage Lacoste polo, and this was $5.99, but it's in excellent condition. And of course, it's got the alligator embroidered. This will sell. These are two really fun, exciting finds. They were pulling off the rolling rack, and I was hawk-eyeing that rack as it was coming out of the back room. There are usually a lot of resellers in the store doing the same thing that I am doing, so I grabbed the rolling rack first, and luckily I did because there were two Patagonia jackets on the rack. This is a men's vintage vest, Patagonia, and it was only $5.99. Again, not half because they just pulled it off, but an amazing color, fleece lined, perfect condition. And then the other one is this fun orange, bright orange Patagonia jacket. I think it's a men's. It is. And this is a size medium. This is absolutely stunning. This was $7.99. You guys, that is such a great deal. I know I will flip this for, I'm going to try for $50. Great value. So that was a great find. And then these are just, I call bread and butter pieces. Well, not really. They're pretty good. If you've ever heard of a brand called Smart Wool, always grab it. A lot of snow skiers look for this brand. I just know because I've been reselling for a while what to look for. Smart Wool, a great brand. This was $5.99. Everyone probably looked over it because they thought this is just a big burgundy wool sweater, but I'm telling you, this is a great warm brand that a lot of athletes, snow skiers try to look for. Next, I grabbed a woman's plus size. Plus size does really well. Eileen Fisher linen. Just an oversized tunic sweater, really pretty color. And this was only $4.99, so I couldn't pass it up. Maybe I'll get $30 for it, maybe more because it's bigger. It's a really pretty color. And then there was a big shoe bin there, like a big, huge bin of shoes. I'll put a picture here. And you just literally had to pilferage through it. I found these in that shoe bin. These are Allegria shoes, and they're in such great condition, and they're just, they look almost brand new. Well, they're not brand new, but they look brand new. But this is a great shoe that nurses wear. I don't think I paid more than $2 for these, but these are nice, right? I didn't want to dig too deep in that nasty bin because I wasn't sure what was in there. It was kind of gross, actually, but these look so good. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. So I definitely grabbed those. So yeah, that's what I bought at that thrift store. So between these two thrift stores, and it's not even noon, I have 12 items to list and 12 items that I'm pretty confident I can flip for a great profit. Now it's time to go home, not get sidetracked, and start listing this money pile. Okay, mission accomplished. So total, I spent about $76 for 12 items. Not terrible. So the cost of each individual item is a little over $6 a piece, which is a little more than I like to spend. I like to spend $5 and under. However, this was a pretty good haul. This is how I look at justifying that $76 I just spent. So if I can get at least $50 for this, maybe even $70, this almost pays for this whole lot. So everything else will almost be profit minus the 20% that Poshmark takes. And remember, the shipping is free unless you're shipping over 5 pounds, but we'll get into that later. But yes, I was really excited about this haul, and I'm going to list it. What I like to do is chunk out my day, especially when it comes to reselling, because it can get really overwhelming pretty quickly if you're not careful. Because I, like so many other resellers, love the shopping part, the hunt. It's addicting. It's really fun to get excited when you find an item that's going to make you all of this money. So instead of spending my whole entire day in the thrift stores sourcing, I like to chunk out my time. I do think it's very important to stay scheduled and block out your time. So today I blocked out 2 hours in the morning, 10 a.m. to noon, and that was it. That was all I was going to allow myself. Even if I didn't find 12 items, I might have only found one, but that was all the time I was going to give to it. Then I come home and I process and go through all of the items I got and make sure I take all of the tags off. Sometimes I have to iron pieces, sometimes I need to wash pieces. It depends on what they look like. I get everything ready to go so that I'm ready to photograph, so that I can do everything in these time block increments. So I did my sourcing, then I have to prep everything all at once, and then it'll be all ready to photograph. And usually I can photograph 10 to 12 items easily in an hour. And I'm going to show you how I do that really quickly, showing you one item. So then once I have everything photographed, I can be done for the day with Poshmark. And then I can come back to it at night and start listing, and the photographs would have already been taken. That is the schedule that works for me. And I do recommend, if you're starting out, you do allow yourself these time increments because you will hold yourself to it. Early in the day, I used to spend all of my time shopping, and then I would come home with piles and piles and piles of clothing, and then I would get overwhelmed. What I'm saying is I was really unorganized, and I streamlined this system, and it could really get out of hand really quickly if you're not careful with what you are buying and your time management. Trust me, I know firsthand. Before I start photographing this pile, I want to quickly talk about shipping. It is so easy on Poshmark. There are, though, a few items that you're going to want to have just to make the process so much easier, and I'll show you what I do. Again, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. The first thing you're going to want to do, at least this is what I recommend, you can do it any way you want, but this is what works for me. You can go to your local post office, USPS, and in every single post office there are displays of all of their USPS mailers, and these are free for the take. You can take as many as you'd like, or if your post office doesn't have the type of boxes, bags that you are looking for, you can order for free online, USPS.com, set up an account. You can order whatever you want and they will deliver these to your door for free. These are free, so why spend money on shipping when you don't have to? Because the great thing about Poshmark is the shipping is free. The customer pays for the shipping. Poshmark sends sellers a label, so we don't have to play around with the shipping unless the items are over 5 pounds. And if that is the case, Poshmark will walk you through the process in upgrading the shipping label, which isn't hard. Okay, the second thing I do recommend is some type of barrier between these boxes and your item. I purchased these on Amazon, and these are just self-sealed clear poly mailers. And the reason why I do recommend this is because it makes the item look more professional no matter what the item is. Here's what a plain old item looks like packaged in one of these bags. So if you have this and then slip it in this is all you need. And when your customer receives it, they're going to say, oh wow, awesome, this looks professional. And that's the goal. And it doesn't cost a lot of money. Just in case you are interested, I will link these in the description box below. I'm not linking them to tell you to go buy them, but I've had a lot of people ask me, what do you use? Show me specifically what you use. And these are what I use, so I'm going to link them down below. These are on Amazon, of course. I mean, what isn't? And then as you can see here, I have a simple thank you sticker on the package. Really great touch. And again, this big roll here on Amazon, pretty inexpensive. I will link this down below as well. 200 stickers. This will last a long time, and maybe $10 or $12, but there are a ton of options. This is just easier, less work, and streamlined. You don't have to do this, but I just think it's a nice touch. Not necessary though. If you don't want to spend the money on these bags, you can at least use tissue paper, which you can grab at the Dollar Tree, or you can even use bread bags that they sell at grocery stores. No matter what, just make sure your item is covered. It is all about presentation, and it looks like you put care into the items, and that's what matters. So pick what you want, but definitely do something. Okay, how to print Poshmark labels. As soon as you sell an item on Poshmark, you can download the Poshmark label right from the app, and Poshmark will email you a copy of the label, and you can print it. If you already have a printer, you are in great shape. All you have to do is print it out and use packing tape to put that label onto one of these mailers. If you don't have a printer and you were in search of a printer, I do recommend using an actual label printer. I purchased this one on Amazon as well. It is by Jaden's, and of course I will link it below. I think it was over 100, maybe 125, and there are tons to choose from, but the reason why I chose this one is because it is wireless, so I can print from my phone. It is so easy, and I can put it on my counter. It's not offensive at all. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it works so beautifully. I have not had one problem with this. So again, I will link this below. And again, if you have a printer, you don't need this. But because my printer broke and I didn't want to buy a new one just for Poshmark, I opted for this wireless label printer. And what I love about it, these are stickers, and you just slap the stickers on the package. Easy to refill, easy to use, and it's Bluetooth, and I just print in the morning from my phone. So easy. And that's what this is all about, streamlining your shipping. Again, I am listing all of these items in the description box below just so that you can check them out, do your own price comparison. I'm not telling you to buy these, but you guys are asking what I'm using, and these are the things that I use. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to show you how I photograph and list on Poshmark. So yeah, let's get going. You want to photograph your items on a plain background. Just find any wall in your house that is a solid color. And I know, yes, there is a painting here, but I'm going to take that down. You don't need to purchase a backdrop if you have a plain wall. And you also want to make sure that wall you are using is as light as possible. So here it is. I'm going to use this wall. And as you can see here, you can use any type of fluorescent lighting. I just have this inexpensive light from Amazon because that's all I need in this space. I used to use light kits, which are fantastic. In case you're interested in lighting because perhaps you have a dark space, I will definitely link a light kit below from Amazon because I do recommend having bright fluorescent lighting. It does help your photograph to pop. So anyway, this is the light I use, and you can also use a ring light if you have a ring light at home. Okay, I took my painting down, and as you can see, there is a window on both sides of this wall, which is helpful. And then I'm going to turn on my fluorescent light here. I'm going to position it. It still looks a little dingy, but don't worry because there is an app that's going to correct this. The goal here is to take clear photographs, a lot of photographs of every angle of this vest, this Patagonia vest. That's what I'm listing first. And then we're going to brighten up these photos, and I'm going to show you exactly how we master that. So here we go. Let me start photographing this first item. I highly recommend downloading this free app called Pick, Tap, Go. It is a game changer. It will elevate your photos to the next level. I promise you, it will clean them up, brighten them up, and make them look so professional. Here is an example of me using the app. I'm uploading this photograph of this vest right through the Pick, Tap, Go app, and then immediately it will give me a lot of filters to choose from. There's so many. And I'm going to choose this one, which is Bright Side, which, as you can see, really lightens up that background. But then I'm looking through these options further, and I decide I'm going to use the Auto Contrast app, and you can see how bright it made this photograph. So all I have to do is just confirm that this is the filter that I choose to use, and they do everything for you. Okay, this is the cool part, because once you have your photo edited, you only have to edit one. You can go in, and this app will let you batch all of the photographs you want to have that same exact edit, so your photos will look uniform. So you only have to edit your photos one time. Amazingly brilliant. So here it is, the final product, nice and bright, and now I'm saving it to my camera roll. Okay, let's list an item now. Here I am in the Poshmark Seller app. The first thing I'm going to do is look up this Patagonia vest on completed listings to see what it's sold for. This will give me an idea of what to list this item for realistically and not just, take a shot in the dark. So here I'm looking through to find what these men's vests sold for. So here's one for $71, here's one for $60, and I definitely want a price kind of in the middle somewhere, but that really helps me. Here's again one for $45, which looks pretty similar. I'm just looking through, just really take your time. Here's one for $20, but I'm not gonna go that low. I'm gonna use my judgment here. Here's one that's pretty much just like mine that's sold for $58, so let's go with that. Now I am simply uploading the photos right from the Poshmark app that Pick, Tap, Go edited for me. As you can see, so easy. Here are the photos I selected. Once you select your photographs, they will upload right to the app for you on Poshmark. This is the cover photo, and I'm just adjusting it to make sure that's the cover shot that I want, and it is. And then next you're going to work on your title, and make sure your title, again, these are searchable keywords that someone is actually going to look for and search for. So I'm keeping it really simple. Men's Patagonia, vintage vest, nylon, fleece. Then I'm going to put the color, which is green and black, and then always put the size, which is a large, and that's it. These are searchable terms. Zip up jacket, excellent use condition. Okay, this works. Now I'm going to go on to the description box, and in the description, you do want to use, again, as many searchable words as you can use, and try to be as descriptive as possible. I do my best to describe the item, and I also include measurements 95% of the time, because if you don't include them, people are going to ask you what those measurements are. So make sure you put those in, and then also identify if there are any flaws. So once I have that done, I go into category and I select men's, subcategory, jackets and coats, and then vests. As you can see, that's really easy. I just put the size in, which is a large, put the colors in. You can skip that part. You don't have to do it. Is it new? No. And then I'm going to determine my price, and I decided to list it at $60. And I did that because I can always go down in price if I need to. Okay, all that's left to do is to share it on Poshmark, and here it is, right in my closet. Very easy, really fast, and here are all the photographs that were edited from Pick, Tap, Go. It looks good, and I'm excited. So this one down and 10 more to go. As you guys can tell, it really is so easy and fast to list on Poshmark. Just remember that the 3 most important things when listing your items on Poshmark is your photographs, your title, and the price. Remember, shoppers shop with their eyes first. Just say to yourself, what is someone going to search? If they want a vintage men's Patagonia vest, that's what they're going to search for. They don't need the fluff, the bells and whistles. Make every single word in that title count. And the price. You want to be competitive with your price, but you also don't want to price yourself out of the market. It is so easy to figure this out. All you have to do is go into the sold listings, look up your item and see what that's sold for. For example, before I list this pair of Allegria shoes, I'm not just going to guess and say, oh, these look like $75 shoes. These are worth $75. These are worth whatever the market is going to tell you they are worth. So you want to go into the sold listings and see what this shoe on average is selling for, and then you can price up a little bit or down a little bit, but stay in that competitive range. I hope this video helped and at least inspired you to perhaps try something new. If you're not selling on Poshmark, I do recommend it. All you have to do is just download the app. At least try it, and if you don't like it, that's okay. At least you tried. If you start selling what you already own in your home, there's no risk, right? So definitely give it a go. If you guys would like to check out my Poshmark closet, I'm going to link it in the description box below as a guide to kind of help you. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. If you are selling on Poshmark, please let us know your best tips and tricks down below. And if you're not and you are interested in selling, please ask questions. I'm happy to help you in every way that I can. Gotta go. Time to start listing this money pile. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.